Welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Thursday, November 30th, 2023. Yesterday, former statesman Henry Kissinger passed away. And I've got a compilation. We're going to go a little woo with this topic, believe it or not, because I heard an interesting theory about one of the reasons, besides being 100, that Henry Kissinger has passed away, and also why it's now so evident that some of these spouses of notables like Henry Kissinger and Dr. Fauci, to name a couple, are so obviously not exactly what they say they are. And let's not even think about me, Big Mike, right? Okay, well, let's look at my compilation because it's kind of a little bit all over the place. And my question is going to kind of dabble into the woo. And I'll explain as we go. 1 second. You can see here in this picture of our 45th president with Mr. Kissinger. I think it pretty plainly shows how he felt about the man, the former statesman known as Henry Kissinger. And Rolling Stone magazine, rollingstone.com, had this headline: Henry Kissinger, war criminal, beloved by America's ruling class, finally dies. I thought that was rather interesting. And then there is this potential to have a delta with our beloved 17 team in the fact that on the 29th was when he passed, 29th of November, and the 29th of, it's really close to a delta here that talked about evil surrounds us, the nail in many coffins, and the gentleman, because he was responsible for the bombing of Cambodia, among other atrocities, yes, he's got the blood of millions on his hands. So now here's what I thought was interesting. I follow on the platform X, formerly known as Twitter, a lady who bills herself as a joy-filled army wife patriot, quantum grid worker, soul name Hilarion or Hilarion, don't know how you pronounce that, awakened by the divine within in 2013, our so-called junk DNA, LOL. Okay, so here was her post. Kissinger and wife, in quotes, because as you can see, that is not a very, the markers for bone structure and skeletal structure don't say female there. Okay. Understanding these dark force players are leaving our realities as their immortality grid collapses. The youthing substances and AI screen overlays are no longer supported as the archons are deprogrammed and rehabilitated. Kissinger has left. Okay, and part of that is because they're leaving our reality as their immortality grid collapses. Now, he was 100 years old. Okay, so he was, you know, he had a long life. Now, here's some of her other comments that explain in a little more detail what she's saying. They, meaning these elites, are all married to men who dress like women, including our president before Trump. The AI used to project a screen overlay as they are fully assimilated at the soul level, MK Ultra, that was convincing, but that is failing. Don't think yet. And then a commenter mentioned about how now it's getting more and more obvious about these couples that are really same-sex couples, okay? All right, she goes on to say, they are the patriarchy. AI does not understand women, it's just dark matter they create from. The idols and big money makers, all under the MK Ultra, the AI filter from within their DNA as the firmament tech fails. So she is maintaining that there is tech involved with our firmament and it is failing. And archons are being deprogrammed and rehabilitated and have always been unable to recognize divine feminine aspects. Now, I don't know how that rehabilitation would go. I mean, I thought, you know, what, 12-step program for archons? Hi, I'm Archon 23. and I'm unable to distinguish female attributes and compassion and empathy and many other attributes that I should have. I don't know. Got a little silly thinking about. I don't know how they're rehabilitated. But if any being or person is in need of and undergoes rehabilitation, more power to them. Okay. I mean that figuratively, not literally, because apparently those archons wielded a lot of power already. All right. So she maintains that Henry Kissinger is one of many that are going to be leaving this plane of existence because their access to longevity protocols and supports and some of the deceptive mechanisms that were at their beck and call for their lifestyle and what have you are being dissipated, are going away. So here's my woo question. Is that information that is available, that there is a failing or a change in the firmament technology, and that some of the supports that were previously available to the, I have to use air quotes here, have to, elites, is disappearing? Is that accurate information and other insights that might be available? Let's see. Let's find out together. Okay, so again, this isn't specifically about Henry Kissinger, but he is apparently a marker or an indicator of former, those that could consider themselves to be elite, passing, and that it may in part be due to a failing of some firmament technology, some reprogramming of archons. It's fascinating to me. So are there nuggets of truth in there, and are there insights and information the universe wants us to know? We're going to find out together. 1 second, I'm going to change the camera. You can watch me work with the cards. And as always, I'll find out when you find out what we're being told. So have we learned some truths here, that there is some gems of truth in the thought that there is technology involved with our firmament, that there is a failing of the supports that the deep state elites used to use to deceive and extend their lives? And are there other insights and information the universe wants us to know about this topic? Okay, we have the Four of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Death, Seven of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Judgment. You don't even need me to tell you what I'm seeing, do you? And the Sun. Okay, interesting layout so far. Well, you may indeed want to start following that lady I mentioned in the tweets, because she is definitely onto something. There's absolutely no indication of falsehood in the information that she was trying to share. And that's really fascinating to me. So our question was, is there truth in that information, that there is technology that's involved with the firmament, and there's been some deprogramming and rehabilitation of the archons? And yeah, they don't have the resources they used to have. So definitely they've got much less resources at their disposal. And they're going through a period of change here. With the recent past card is the Death card, which is not necessarily death per se, but definitely a long, slow change, a transformation. Now let's look at this transformation. It's ongoing. It's not done yet. Okay. So there's going to be further changes to our reality, to our firmament, to those beings that are being deprogrammed and rehabilitated. It's ongoing. It's only starting. It's going to be more and more obvious. Now let's look forward. We have the Knight of Wands showing up here for the near future. And the Knight is a lot of energy and up for the challenge, definitely. So this was the right time for these sort of huge reality changes to be happening to us. And the timing was right. Now look, the Judgment card is very interesting to show up here for insights, because this is a card of not just, facing consequences for your actions. It's not just a card of just reminding us that we can't avoid being accountable for what we've chosen, for what we've done, but it's also one of harvest and renewal. And so that kind of bolsters the thought that there's some rehabilitation and reprogramming going on above us and within us. Let's be really clear about that. Nothing to fear, though. Look, we have the Sun card showing up here as another advice card, and the Sun card is just positive outcomes. Everything is working out fine, and the changes that are happening in our skies and in ourselves are absolutely right timed. And this was the time. This was the place, and we are actually blessed to be part of it. I'm going to get a couple of other cards because it's an important question. And that is already told us, because almost half of our cards, 1, 2, 3 of them so far, are major arcanas. Then we have the Page of Wands card showing up. And the Six of Cups, one of my favorite cards. Okay, so Page is telling us that there's discoveries on the way, that we can be enthusiastic and look forward to them. So we got he's up for it. Page of Wands is kind of a definitely a white heart card. So just a nod to the fact, and so is this Knight of Wands, that we have some beautiful, benevolent being help in what is changing. And the changes we're seeing, like I said, not only above us, but within us. And this is a card of reunion and reconciliation and just sibling, brotherly, sisterly love. So beautiful card to see, especially with the Sun showing up here. So again, we're getting some confirmation that these woo topics aren't exactly as woo as we thought they were, and that there's absolutely nothing to fear. The changes happening are all for the good. It's all for the good of this plane of existence, for our human race, for ourselves, because we have a lot of DNA that needs to be unlocked, and a lot of healing and relearning that needs to happen. And things are getting aligned for that to occur. So let's recap. Henry Kissinger passed away on November 29th, 2023. It's one day later. And he was a notable statesman for the United States, but not necessarily a beloved one. And apparently, there's a lot of truth to be seen to reports that he had blood on his hands and was not a diplomat that we could emulate. He also was Klaus Schwab's mentor. Need I say more? Okay, so we looked at some information that says that his death actually is one of quite a few we're going to be seeing. And, 17 drops have hinted that there's going to be people leaving the earth plane always. And I always thought it was kind of like because of political consequences, but it looks like there may be more than that going on, and that maybe the Q drop actually kind of was aware of that. So here's where it got a little woo. We looked at a content creator on Twitter who talks about things like archons being deprogrammed and rehabilitated, and the firmament having tech that supports some aspects of it that's going away, and maintains that that's part of the reason we can now see why so many of these what would formerly have called themselves elite couples are really one gender only. And they include Kissinger, and Fauci and Schumer and his wife. And so I just asked the universe to give us some insights and information. Is there some truth in that about the hologram, the firmament technology and the archons being deprogrammed, rehabilitated? And was there other insights and information? We got a really interesting reply here that they haven't got quite at their disposal what they used to have to extend their lives, they being the elite. And things are changing for them, that it's, they got that near, the recent past card was the death card, indicating transformation and change. This bolsters that theory about the archons being rehabilitated and changes to our firmament, if not our reality as a whole. And then the present card just let us know that this is ongoing. There's more to come, more to come. It's going to get more obvious. There's going to be more formerly invincible people or personages that just are going to be seen for what they are and go their merry way. There's a lot of universal energy involved with this process, and it's forward motion. It's it's not going to be dispersed or done away with. The judgment card showed up for the near future advice card or insight card. And this card, besides being just what it says, judgment, is also sometimes about harvesting and renewal. So again, harvesting some of those dark energy, that dark souls, and getting our plane of existence cleaned up. Got a nod with that card, and a beautiful corollary insight card of the sun, which is just about positive outcomes. Fear not, everything is precious life is being supported, and we've got some heavenly oversight going on for those changes. The very final card I picked out was the Six of Cups, which I always say is one of my favorite cards because it indicates brotherly, sisterly love, reconciliation, reunions. It's just a beautiful card that kind of embodies some of the best aspects of being human, and that is caring for one another and for tenderness towards innocent life, and very, very beautiful. So this was an episode of somewhat woo and Kissinger too. And I thank you for going down that rabbit trail with me and being willing to explore woo type of topics once in a while as we navigate our way through these crazy times and the changes that are happening both to ourselves and to our assorted nations and to our world and reality itself. So we've got this, folks, and we're going to do what we can to enjoy the ride and notice all the positive changes as they happen, because they are going to be continuing and the pace is going to pick up. So hold on to your hats and let's watch this a whole ascension process, or whatever it is, continue on its way. Until next time, I send you love, light, and wish for you everything bright. Bye.